Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. Name is Roland from Cape Town, and what we're going to do today, we're going to look at a very special kit. You see it here, it is the Lamborghini Miura P400 from Otaki in 1/16 scale, and it is motorized. You care about it, but what is also nice, not give away too many secrets. I got this from a very good friend here in South Africa who is trying to clean out his stash a little bit, has the problems we all have, too many models for our lifetime to even halfway finish them. So he started selling stuff off, and this Lamborghini Miura P400 was part of it. I believe that kit is not around anymore. Obviously it doesn't get produced anymore. We'll have a look at the history just now. And it has a certain value, but as you guys know, I have my kits to be built. Anyway, I'll see you downstairs at the bench. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at the history of this kit, which is, well, limited but interesting. And I'll see you there. And here we are. See the Lamborghini Miura P400 Bertone. This is a kit which came out in 1968. Here you can see the history. In 68, and there was a new box in 69, but that already was from Paramount. That was not from Otaki. Very interesting. Then we have a couple more Otaki kits right over here. Let's have a look at some of the box art here. Very pretty. Here we go. And then later on we had Peerless Otaki, and then Fujimi got their hands on it. And you won't believe it, in the space of 18 years they popped out 4 different versions. That's so unlike Fujimi. Anyway, so let's at least look at one of them. Here is one of the versions which Fujimi came out with. And this is my box. As you can see, it has a bit of, has been around the block for a couple of times. Let's hope that does not translate into the inside. Well, we will see that in a moment, because we're going to go down to the bench. See you there. Right, and here we are, down at the bench. And you see it's a huge box. Doesn't fit into my camera viewpoint. Okay, you get the idea. Here we go. You can see the Otaki logo right down there. Then on the side, it looks like this. Gives you an idea of the dashboard. It gives you details of the Miura. Here it tells you more or less what it's going to look like. Let's see what is on the other side. On the other side, bit of marketing. Gives you other big 112 models, like the GT200 or the S. Oh, that looks like a Honda. It's a S800 Honda, right? Follow-up of the S600, one of my favorites. Anyway, so that was all on here. Let's put that on here the right way around. And let's open this up and let's see what's in the box. Let me just make sure I have enough space around me. Here we go. And it starts. Here you go. We have a huge instruction sheet. Put that to one side since we're going to start off with that. We have a body. Let's take all of this out. Put it to one side, shall we? Right, there's some plastic. There is some more plastic. And quite a bit of more plastic. There's actually quite a bit of plastic. And then we have another instruction sheet which seems to be more on the English side. Here we go. Now, with the instruction sheet. we have an English translation, because I thought, all right, now I need to get Google Translate out and have this all translated, or part of it, so tell you what's in here. But no, we have an English translation sheet. So if you look at number 1, for example, figure 1, cut vinyl cord, where both end vinyl cord as shown. And the English seems to be quite good, actually, for the time. Really not bad. Fantastic. So all these Japanese writings will make a lot more sense if you use the included translation sheet. Pretty cool. Now here's the instruction sheet. We have engine right over here. We have measurements over there. How to install the electric part, because this one has an electric motor. Very, very nice. And a couple of covers right over here. I'm sure we will see those on the sprue. The interior cover right over here. And let's move on to the next page. This is a huge thing, by the way. You can fold it out completely and hang it against the wall. Then more parts which have to do with the electric part. I think this is the door hinges, actually, to be quite honest. Right, then we have contacts right over here. And then you start with the wheel construction. You get more into the plastic, take 3 batteries right over here. Then we are here, which is how you cover up the gearbox. Jeez, words. You cover up the gearbox with a gearbox cover, like you would. Then you start building up the engine right over here, cables, etc. Distributors right over there, and then suspension parts over here. Then we go to the next one. Means we have to counterfold it, which we will do right now, and go on with step 24, which is right over here. Still engine parts, inlets, exhaust parts, another hammer. Really, don't do it. Yeah. And wheels right over here. Here are the lights. These are front, part of the front cover right over here. We have covers for the air intake, again for the radiator right over here. Light covers over there, and then we must flip this over. We come to the more or less final assembly. Once we have done the interior, here's the interior, dashboards, etc. I haven't seen any decals. I don't think it comes with any decals. Seats, doors, as I said, opening doors, so that's pretty cool. The roof part right over there. Here you go. You just clip it in like that. Then we do the rear part, rear flap right over here. Exhaust parts, which is just come out over here. Then you put all that together. And as we have seen, you can open this up. This is spare wheel right over there. Here we have the wheel fasteners, wipers, mirror, etc. And then on the last part of the instruction sheet, you have all the parts in here, which should be in your box, so you can have a look if everything is in here. Right, I have pre-opened the bags already, and just the reason I can tell you that there are no decals in here, none whatsoever. What also happened is that the transparent parts were in with the normal plastic, and I don't know why, because all the other plastic sprues were each one in a separate packet, but this was in with, really, which means that the window has 1 or 2 scratches which need some polishing. Nothing deep, mind you, but yeah, there's a scratch or 2. Then we have the rear window, which looks a bit worse for wear, and we have some light covers. The rear window looks like it has some pitting in here, so I'm not quite sure how much we can get that polished out, but we certainly will give it a good shot. Then we have rear lights. You'll find them right over here. They're beautiful red. Let's just get a little bit closer on this, shall we? Here we are. Now you can see better. It has a bit of a texture as well. So that's all very nice. And here we have the transparent parts. Now this was the sprue which was in there with the transparent parts. Why? Can't answer you, but it is that gearbox which we have just seen in the instructions, which goes around the real gearbox of the electric motor. We have some engine parts right over here, which you can see here at the bottom. These are the door hinges and some other parts. These are also part of the electrical installation. Pretty cool. Let's have a quick look at the chrome, which we will find over here. Here we go. There are the Lamborghini wheels. That's all very nice. I guess that's also part of the wheel construction. Then we have the exhausts, which are full of these seams and flash. So this will need to... Look at this. This will need some serious dechroming and smoothing. So yeah, dechroming will be part of the procedure. Also here on the wipers, on these parts right over here. So yeah, well, I guess dechroming all the parts you are using will be in order. That is unfortunately what you will have to do. Also, some of the chrome is quite pitted right over here, like this one. I'm not sure where this one goes. I think that was underneath the car, if I remember correctly. Anyway, does possibly not even to be chrome, but yeah, chrome is quite pitted. So the chrome needs some, well, some removing actually. That's what it needs. The parts need some smoothing out and be worked on, and then you'll be ready to go. We also have a white sprue, only one of those, which has become kind of a cream sprue. We have the bottom part right over here. This is where you put, you know, the battery compartment and all of this in. Engine, motor, electric motor installation. I think it goes in here. And then some right over here. We have some front spoilers, and I think that's the flap, which goes at the back. And the engine, which is where you can put your toothbrush and towel, because there's not much more it's going to fit in there if you go traveling with your Miura. Right, then we have, as I said, each in its own little bag. We have some sprues. Right, so this is a front grille right over here. Part of that is the spare wheel, which we have just seen in the instructions, right over there. Some parts here, door interior, you'll see over here. Let's just go to this side. Yeah, that's the dashboard right over there. Here you go. That's what that looks like. I guess that's the correct orientation. Let's just go, here you go. That's what it looks from the top. Here we go. And some other suspension parts right over here. Some other hinge parts, I would assume, down here. And then obviously the black kind of air inlet which goes in the front. We have seen these, and the light surroundings right over there. So that is one of them black ones. All in all, not complicated, very rudimentary, I actually would say. Probably the right word to use here. But, you know, up to you to add some detail. Then in its own bag again, we have battery pack right over here. We have the interior pan, which has a bit of a texture, like a carpet, right over here. Then we have the rear cover, firewall if you want so, with the window. And then we have the seats, also have a nice bit of texture right over them. Very, very cool. Now we come to the very interesting part, which we normally don't see in other models. Right, let's start with the body, shall we? You can see it here from the top. Very nice. Bit of flash, bit of seams, needs some tender loving care, but all seems to be there. Doors are in there, everything is in there. Very secured for transport. So let's just go here from one side to the other, so you can get an idea, because I'm not going to unpack this. So here at the from the bottom you can feel the plastic. So it's just the same kind of white cream plastic which we have just seen for some other parts right over here, and a big Otaki in the roof right over here. Pretty cool. Now on this side we have that gearbox which we have seen mounting for the drive shaft, I would assume. Right over there, the electric engine itself. And down here we have cables, lights, contacts. These two tubes, which are not, oh, one says cement. I would not recommend this. And the other one, does it say anything? No, it doesn't say anything. Yeah, I would assume it's probably lube for the engine. And then we have these tires. And these tires look a little bit worse for wear. And I have decided I will cut open a little bit and get one tire out and see what is the issue with these, because they do not look fantastic at all. Here we go. We have one tire out, and you can see already down here bit of vinyl down on the carton. Oof. Those tires are gone, I'm afraid. Look at that. They're actually wet as we speak. So they are not usable anymore. So I will need to find a friend who has a 3D printer who can print me some Lamborghini Miura tires. The tires have not made it since 1968. I am afraid. Apart from that, everything looks good enough, Nick. I haven't tested the electric motor, of course. Not that important. What really is important is the lights. I certainly would like to see the lights. Anyway, that's from down at the bench. Let's go back upstairs and have some final thoughts. Right, and here we are, back upstairs with the very carefully repacked Lamborghini Miura P400. What do I think? I think it's an awesome kit. Yeah. No, of course, yeah. I know. It has its problems. You can't see out of these glasses what's going on here. It has its problems. I get that. It is it's an old kit. Lots of seams. Lots of chrome has to be totally redone. The tires are shot. Who cares? Are awesome. It's an awesome kit. I'm very happy to have it. I will certainly build it. I already got a contact from a chap with a 3D printer. Thanks, Gerard. I'll certainly contact him once I am in the market for those. And actually probably should do it soon, so I have some spare parts. So that's all right. In today's 3D printing world, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly had a lot of fun in this. This was fantastic. Also, the pre-research was fantastic. Very, very nice to find out more about this kit and to see what it looks inside and what they did in 1968 in 112 from the fine folks over at Otaki. As I say, you might still see the Hasegawa kit. I'm sure it will be without the electric motor. And so that might still be kick around. This one, not so much. I've seen them on eBay. Guys sell them for $150 or something like that. So it's luckily not what I paid for it. But yeah, there are some kicking around. If you live in that area, if you live where I live, shipping is probably 5 times the price. So it's not worth buying. Luckily, I have a friend here in South Africa who was willing to sell this to me. And that's it, guys. In the description of the video you will find the link to my Facebook page. You will also find the link to Grumpy's Bazaar. Pop in there, And thanks for having a look. Have a lovely, lovely day further, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.